Welcome back YouTube, Tutor UK, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Today, we're talking Super Nintendo. We're talking Super Nintendo. We're talking a bit of the gaming markets. We're talking about channels. Channels that have come back from the abyss. They've resurrected themselves. What else? Pickups. To say that, yes, because that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about Patreon. We're not talking about buying me a coffee. I think I've done that to death. I know there's some people, because I have to address it. People say, "There's part two, Stu. Do a part two." Right. So you got to remember that stuff that I've ranted about for an hour and a half was all things from probably about 5 years ago, give or take. No word of a lie. Things have clearly moved on since then in the world of grifting. From the people that have left comments and what, I mean, apparently now you have to be a member before they'll even reply to your comment and stuff. Craziness, absolute fucking craziness. So although I'd love to be able to sort of say, yeah, you know, we'll highlight some of the mental things that have gone on. I don't know of any, because what I conscientiously did, I just stopped having any involvement, have any exposure to those channels. Like I say, those that don't know, and I've mentioned before, you can actually just block channels. You can sort of, there's a little, click the 3 little dots, it says, do not recommend this channel. And you just don't see it anymore. And that's what I've been doing for like, probably best part of this year. So I don't get to see the daft, stupid thumbnails and stuff like that. And I've been blocking them. I mean, I'm on over Facebook, that's it. So all those people and any of the weird, stupid ass channels, they ought to get blocked. I can't be bothered. I just can't be. There might be really nice people, right? But when you start going down that route, I'm out. I'm out straight away. And it can be a shame, but I just ain't got time for it. You know, there's the guys and girls that I watch now, they're excellent. And I've said that before. Anybody that I watch or I mention, you know, they're not of that ilk at all. And if I find anybody new, I'll mention them. But again, look, if I see anybody they're doing that kind of shit, and look, they might be all naive and they don't know any better, but I'm done. I'm done. You know, years ago I would have not give people a chance, because that sounds a bit fucking arrogant. I'm not like that, but you know what I mean. It was sort of like, oh, they just look, but I just can't be bothered. There's that much to watch on YouTube. There's no need. There's really no need for it. So, yeah, I don't think there'll be a part 2, guys. Sorry to disappoint you. I know some people like that kind of video, but it was a long time coming. It really was a long time coming. And it wasn't monetizing your channel. It wasn't really. And did I say that? I think I did say that, or maybe I said that in another start of another video that I'd done, and it didn't work out, so I redid it again. I can't remember. But it was the monetization of the hobby. It was just basically doing this kind of stuff purely for the end goal of making money. And that's what I don't like. I just think it's crass. I just think it's crass, and it's immoral to start asking people that you've kind of built up you know, a viewership of, and then go, oh yeah, by the way, give me money now. I don't know, man. Don't sit right with me. Never has done. Never has done. And look, it's just my view. It was always my view. Just my opinions, and opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one, and no one necessarily wants to see yours. So, but like, by all means, if anybody else out there who's more in touch with these grifters, the fucking, you know, the sort of gang people or whatever, make a video. I'd love to watch it. I'd love someone else. I'd love to see an up-to-date perspective on it. Because as I say, I'm really out the loop. I'm really behind the 8 ball, but with the whole thing, on purpose, by design. Well, anyway, look, come on, guys. I always thought he said guys, but it's not. It's guns. But I like guys. Right. So, a little bit about Milton Keynes in this video. A little bit about the upcoming events, not too much. Then I've got some pickups, and I've got some channels to mention. So what I'll do first, let's do the channel mentions. So these people have either come back and stayed back, or come back like just recently. So first up, is Stu Ninja Bear Hug. And I don't know if I even mentioned that he was back. You know, God, I remember watching Stu years and years ago when I first started. Him and Marcus, big, massive Sega megadrive, Master System collectors and stuff. Massive inspiration. So it's really good to see Stu back on the tubes again, making content consistently. I think probably that's the difference. I think he's had the odd bit where he's appeared for one video and then disappeared again for like another year or whatever. But he seems to be sticking at it, and he seems to be building back his collection. So if you like this kind of shit, you'll love the stuff that Stu does. Equally, Roger Retro, previously artist formerly known as Roger Retro, I think he's now the Retro Hulk or the Retro Hulkster. Links all down below anyway. So if you're not, you know, if I'm getting the names wrong, you'll find them down below. Fair play to Rog, man. He's literally just started again. I think there's some co-ownership, probably the best word, of the previous channel. You know, he's had things happen at home, so that's kind of changed things for him. And he's now foraging on his own. But it was a bit weird because he got to 1,000 subs, you know, which is a nice milestone. That really is. So yeah, go and check Roger out. Retro Hulkster, still Roger Retro. Talking about people coming back, Minx, good mate Minx, Craig, Minx 36. Again, Craig was one of the original people started watching, started following. Again, around the same time as Stu Ninja Bear Hug and Marcus, X-Files 2708, all them UK guys. But Minx, out the blue, put a video up. So he's got part of his house back from his daughter. So he's going to do a games room. So if you want to see the constructions of a games room, go over and check Minx out. And the more people go over there, it'll make him make the video, because I know what it was like. He'll get bored and stop doing it. So that's something else to watch. Say new people popping back, new old people popping back up. And speaking of that, the latest one, Alex Nintendo Arcade, is still Nintendo Arcade. I think it's called Al's Arcade or something. So Alex is back, although he never really went away, but he's back as himself. I would have to bite my tongue and sort of try not, because I'll be honest, I didn't watch him for the last however many years when he did his wooden acting. That weren't for me at all. And I told him that. He knew that. He knew I wasn't never, but I never unstubbed. I probably will do now. From Arcade Arsehole, that Arcade Archive. Yeah. What the stories I've heard from that group of people are fucking horrific. I don't think you'll get anything from Alex. I don't think he's going to address the elephant in the room, and that's up to him. But yeah, from what I've heard subsequently, it seems to be there's sort of a pattern. There's a certain pattern forming over there, and they're grifters. They're fucking, you know, one of the fucking scabs essentially that just leech off the fucking hobby, as far as I'm concerned. But Alex is back. It is himself doing his own thing, being himself, not being some pretend fucking wooden scarecrow. Look, we move on. We all move on. So those are the sort of people. I put the links down below anyway, so go and check them out. I did say to Alex, look, I'll mention it. You probably get back all 2 people that watch me probably come over and sub you, because it doesn't. You guys don't tend to take any notice of people that I mention, I don't think. But hey ho, look, I can only do my part. You know, you can lead a horse to water and all that lot. Not saying you've all got fucking hoss faces or anything, but that's by the by. Anyway, right. So I've got some. What have I got? I've got a gift, kind of a gift. Yeah, it was meant to be a gift, but I chucked him some money because I thought, you know what, it's doing me a solid here. And they're from Craig Goodwin's place. So he dropped me a message, probably about, how long was COVID? Yeah, probably a little bit shorter than COVID. I'm joking. Whatever you do, right, if you're ever doing a deal with Craig, don't manage your expectations. you know, fucking hell will freeze over quicker than Craig getting anything out to you. And he knows that, he admits it. He's got to be the busiest man alive because he always seems to be working. I know he's trying to, what's he doing? He's promoting, trying to sell Wales. I mean, that's a fucking task and a half in its own. You know, no wonder the guy's fucking knackered. But anyway, look, all joking aside, he's a solid guy, Craig. Goodwin's Place. Again, links down below. He's actually just done a new, I don't know what you call it, an annex to his sort of old games room. And I think he's got some videos he's done of him doing that, if that makes sense. So that'd be quite a good watch. Again, go and check that out. I mean, they're not out yet, but go and sub him if you want to see that kind of stuff. Interesting. So anyway, Alex, fucking hell, Craig had, he'd done an event somewhere, I think. And he said he got all these in a part trade or something like that, and they're any good to me. They're all empty boxes. I love an empty box. Truth be told, been that long ago. Some of them I'd upgraded, and they've gone into the collection, Craig. So some of them were better than mine. So I took Craig some money for them, because I felt bad just taking them. I'm not like that. There was one thing I really wanted, and then I was gutted when I went and checked my sort of parts drawer, if you like. I didn't have one of these, and I thought I could have swore blind I had one. And he rose up. He sent me a note. He said, "Hi mate, sorry it's taken me months. I mean, I think he spelt years wrong. To get this cardboard to you. Enjoy. Added an extra item for all your oh yeah. See, good job I read that. For all your loose change to go, and cheers, Craig." And he even drew a South portrait. Look. Wonderful. And the I seen, who did he send one of these to? Was it Eddie Rollercore? I think he's printed these. Are they 3D printed? I can't remember now. But a cool little MVS ashtray. If I don't smoke, but yeah, you could put your shrapnel in there. I'm guessing it's if you've got an arcade machine, you put your tokens in there and stuff like that. But yeah, super cool. I'll use that when I'm like taking things to pieces, and yeah, I always use like lids off cleaning bits, so I'll keep that for all the odd screws. You know, when the get a screw loose and the fucking bolt falls out my neck or something like that, or chuck it in that. So like I said, there was a handful of Nintendo boxes. Some have upgraded. Some I've got them up there. I've got one there that needs some work. Asterix. That's the only one that needs some work. I mean, that's in pretty rough shape. But yeah, we'll do some fettling on that and some gluing and some ironing and the usual shit that I'll get up to. But when he sent me the picture, this one really excited me because that's where I am. And I thought I had this in my stash, but I don't. And it's a boxed US controller. Just a box. I think it's got the instructions in it. That's it. But I could have swore blind I had one. Then I started thinking, I think I did have one, but I got an actual boxed console, and I think I've put it in with that. And you know what? You can't find these buggers. You can't find a loose official controller on eBay. Not in the UK anyway. So if anyone knows of one, let me know, because I just want one to go in here, really. I'm not doing anything with it, but I just want to go in there. But Craig, like I say, all joking aside, mate, you know I'm going to rib you, because that's what we do. If I didn't like you, I wouldn't take the piss out of you. Let's put it that way. Mate, I really appreciate that. Awesome. Like I say, and the fact I got some upgrades out of it is even better. So super, super cool. So you all know I'm a bit of a, you don't know, but you do know. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't care. I love Indiana Jones. Not the later couple of movies, they're shit. But the original trilogy and stuff. And all the sort of crap that orbits it. The hobby. The IP. But one, I was missing a game. And I always kept meaning to get it. Silly Steve had this on the Amiga. And he put them up for auction. And they did good money and stuff like that. And I always thought, yeah, I should get that. I really should get that. And this version I played on the PC. I actually played it on the PC. I didn't play it on the Amiga. The first one I played on the Amiga, which was Last Crusade. But Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, I actually played on the PC. And I think I might have mentioned this story before. It was a lad I went to school with, Robert. His mum, she was like, I wouldn't say journalist, but she was sort of like desktop publishing for something. And she had, at the time, it must have been top end. It was Packard Bell 386, and we were like massively into point and click. So my mate had Monkey Island 2, and he had Indiana Jones: Fate of Atlantis on the IBM PC. There are a couple of different versions of this. This is the 3.5-inch floppy edition, and there is a CD one as well. But to be honest, I've got it for the box. It's not going to do anything. You know, you can play all this on Scum on the PC anyway. It is missing the manual. It's the only thing it's missing the manual. But I've got it for like a decent price. It cost me about 40 quid. And the box is in really nice condition, and that's the main thing. It's still in the same colourways as the Last Crusade. But yeah, again, look, probably the only person interested in this is fucking Marcus from Dad Lads Gaming. But yeah, it does take me back, really does. I am sort of, I don't know if I mentioned it, there's a Facebook group that I've kind of somehow managed to follow or whatever, I don't know. This keeps fucking spamming me, and it keeps popping up with all the point and click ones, all the Sierra Online ones and stuff like that, and the Delphine. And there is a part of me that thinks, get some of the police quests, the space quests, the hero quests, because the boxes look superb. I mean, like I say, you can play them all on Scum. But they do look really nice. You see people's collections of them. Could be another fucking rabbit hole. At the minute, I've only got the Indiana Jones one, and I'm quite happy with that. So, like I say, little non sort of video game, if you like, but still video games, I suppose. My throat's going really dry. Okay, event. Last one we did, Fob and myself, we went to Milton Keynes. First one in this place in Milton Keynes. Not the first one in Milton Keynes, because they did one years ago, probably pre-COVID, in like a sports hall thing. And I remember Fob stalled out there, and I just went along to help him. He did all right. This was in like the shopping centre. To be honest, it was a complete unknown. I was kind of like, oh, this could go terribly wrong. Oh my God, it was fucking my best event, bar none. Blew away my previous total. Did really, really well. Didn't buy anything. But my God, did we sell? Well, I did anyway, so I did really, really, really well. So I don't know what's going on at Milton Keynes. Clearly, no one's ever bought any or seen any retro stuff, because it was manic. So if you're ever thinking about stalling out in your Milton Keynes area, get on it, especially for the next one. I think as well, because it was in like this shopping centre, the public could sort of see you. It was just barricaded off. So you had a lot of like passing footfall, just like randoms popping in, which really helped boost it. Yeah, really good day. And there's two people recognised me. I did apologise for that. I said, don't mean to scare you. First one is Rich, Thomas Wave. I said I'd mention him. I said I didn't forget him. And we're going back a couple of weeks now. So it's nice to see Rich. I had a bit of a chat with him as well. To be honest, it wasn't mental busy. You know, when you sort of think some of these events and you think like 4 or 5 people deep, all that kind of stuff, they're kind of phasing that out with the staggered entrances. And I think Rich had one of the early tickets, and he was a bit miffed because he thought everybody had been let in. But I can't speak to that because I don't see it from that end. But it was consistently busy. And then the other chap, his name was Lee. I don't think he's got a channel, but he did say he recognised me watching us. Sold him some Atari stuff. He was getting into the driving games and stuff. So he had a couple of paddles off me because he thought he could use the sort of tennis racket paddles for the driving games. I said, no, you can't. My old mate Daz McGowan told me that you need the actual driving paddles. So I had a set of them, and he'd already bought the game from somewhere else. So I said, look, I'll do your deal. So looked after him anyway. And the last person, forgot to mention, got him on here. It actually kind of ties into the I've got them written down here because I'm old and getting stupid. People back on the tubes is Retro Gamer Daz. And I did recognise him, and I knew who he was. So Daz picked some up from me. I think his lad was after some, so I kind of looked after him with both those anyway. But it's good to see Daz back on the tubes, doing his thing. I think he was into Star Wars, I think, to Sore Thumb, so he did a video on that. But yeah, so Milton Keynes didn't buy anything, but with me winnings, and I call it, because you gotta look, if you're doing a day's work, doing a day's graft, doing the Lord's work, you have to treat yourself. So I'd seen this on eBay. It was like best offers, and the person weren't budging. And I think I managed to get I think I got a tenner off, but because it's a £5 postage, it's like a £5. But do you know what? I thought, fuck it, let's just have it, because it's a box variant that I haven't got. Following on from Sean at Pompey's Games Room, who managed to get one of his sort of like childhood items. In a similar vein, although I must admit this isn't one of those things at all, in terms of this console variant, which is the Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So I didn't have this one. I've told you before, my one was the OG Mario pack-in with 2 controllers. I remember friends getting the Street Fighter 2 one, but not many people around my age would have got this one, because they would have had the previous ones, if that makes sense. But this is a cool. I like the purple colourway. Something a bit different. In terms of condition, it's all right. Yeah, I mean, it's got one slight defect at the back there. I can live with that. Everything else, I still need to fettle some of the corners and do a bit of gluing just to tidy up the edges. But I mean, it's some pretty good nick. All being said, it didn't come with a console. It was just literally the empty box. It did have the baggies. It didn't have. It's got the poly. Don't think it's got the cardboard top. No cardboard top. But see, I need to have a look. I'm not sure if all of them, or they stopped putting the cardboard top over it at some point. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I had a SNES, so I've got my SNES in there. Got a controller in there. I'm missing a power. I've got to get in the garage to see if I've got a power for one of these. And then it's just a standard AV to put into this. And then it's pretty. Oh, I had the game. I had the game and the manual as well, bizarrely enough. So yeah, about 100 quid, I think it was. About 95, I think it was. In total, which is a lot for an empty box. I know, I'm fucking stupid, but it's stuck a little treat to myself, so I thought, fuck it, why not? And to be honest, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, arguably probably one of the best versions, I think, especially from the 16-bit era. Just plays superb, and this Street Fighter 2 Turbo was the game of choice to play on the SNES. It wasn't the OG Street Fighter. So there you go. Like I say, it's another console variant that I've got no space for, but I don't care. I don't care. Right, I'm going to try and 23. I'm going to try and show some SNES games. Some of these I have had. Man, it's probably got to be since last Christmas. I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away. No. I'll do these two American games. Both from eBay. This one was ridiculously cheap. Did I have to do anything I think I had to clean it up. I think it had some stickers on it. Did I have the manual? Did I have to buy the manual? It was one of these. I think I might have had to. No, I didn't. No, this was complete. But the guy was sort of saying, in the description, the box weren't great. I think it cost me like 30 quid, 35 quid, which is ridiculous. And it's Bram Stoker's Dracula on the old SNES. I can't speak to it. I can't even speak to the NES version, which Dave Retro Games played badly. Very kindly gave me the box to ages ago. I mean, the only defect it's got is there. I think there were some stickers on it. I think that's what the problem was. It did look a little bit. When I've took all the stickers off and I did a bit of a glue and an iron and that, it's come out all right. Because it's been that long, guys. It really has. And I kept meaning to do it and stuff. Yeah, it's yeah, it was. It had stickers on it. Now you can just sort of see a little bit of mottling. I don't know what stickers they were. I forget now. But I'm sure it's all complete. I wouldn't show you if it weren't complete. Yeah, it is. Yeah, look. Boom, boom. Boom, boom in the room, even with a dust sleeve on it. Again, like I say, for the price, I think it was like 35 quid all in. So I was like, I'll have that. I'll have that. And then this one was a real bargain. I think I paid about 100 quid for this. It's probably notoriously the worst fucking box art, bar none, but a really good game, really good shooter. Japanese and US exclusive. There's no PAL version of this, and it is, of course, the Mighty Phalanx. I didn't realise how orange the orange is on this. It's like neon orange. Yeah, the person sold me this ridiculous. I think I paid about 90 quid. Something. It was less than 100 quid. I'm fucking sure of it. Again, all complete. Again with the dust sleeve and all the, yeah, even with the poster. It's got fucking everything with it. I think they thought it was less valuable because it's American. I can't remember. It'd been that long ago. You probably can't even find it on eBay listings now because it's been that long. But I did have a loose cart of that. I'm still trying to sell that, actually, the loose cart, which I think I got from a market years ago with what do you call it, like an ex-rental case type thing. That's it for American. I'll do the oldest ones because, again, they've been sat here for a while. From, I think this is CEX. I think it's CEX. I'm not going to take all these out. Trust me, they're all box complete. Tough Enough. Are you tough enough? I got the Japanese version of this from Mark. I can't remember his name now. Fucking hell, I can't remember. He's not been on YouTube for fucking yonks. But anyway, I got this from eBay. It's a little bit rough. Again, iron, glue, etc. And it's a one-on-one beating in the Street Fighter vein. Very much in the vein of Street Fighter by Jalco. I always used to get this confused with I'm gonna say Ball Brothers now. The side-scrolling beat 'em up that I've completely forgot about. But it's not. This is a one-on-one beater. I think I mentioned that when I picked up the when I got the Japanese game off Mark, and I thought it was that side-scrolling beat 'em up, and I forgot what the name is. Everyone's screaming at the screen. Stu, you're an idiot. Yes, I know. One of the Amiga gang here. This is the Amiga gang. A lot of these SNES games all come from Amiga ports. Should do a video on that because there must be fucking loads of them. God Sim. I call these God Sims. Who calls it something weird? Stu Generation Pixel. Government Sim. No one calls it Government Sim. They're God Sims, Stu. This is Utopia. I'm sure he calls it a Government Sim or something. No, the God Sims. Everyone knows they're God Sims. Even The Sims is a God Sim. Populous is a God Sim. SimCity is a God Sim. You get the idea. They're God Sims. Everyone calls them God Sims. I've never heard it called a fucking government simulator. Utopia, I think, as the name suggests, you work your way back up through time, I think, evolving through different utopias. Again, I can't speak much to it. These were all the rage back from the Amiga times. Settlers and all them kind of types of games. Again, by Gremlin. Damn it, this was from CEX. I'm sure this was CEX. I think a lot of these are from CEX. Been that long. It wasn't 40 quid maybe, I think 40 quid maybe. This one was a bargain. This is really not. This was from CEX. I couldn't believe it when this come through. So I think I've still got mine without the manual. This come up with the manual. And I was like, okay, I'll just grab it. Oh my God, I have to show you this. This is not a cheap game either. This is Adam's Family Values. This thing is fucking flawless. It really is nice. Bit of old fucking retro. We just need Retro Dave Nintendo back now. The fucking gang, get the band back together. But my God, this thing. They must have opened it there and then, because it is absolutely fucking flawless. I'm not even going to attempt to open it, but trust me, it's all complete. It's not fake at all. Well happy to get that. Again, we're talking at least the start of the year for this. 30. We're going over. I don't want to do another hour and a half. We're not going to do an hour and a half. We've got a couple more games. Right. This one I had to piece together. I got the box. No, did I buy the box on its own? I actually did piece this together. I did. So the box was on eBay. And I think I paid like 25 quid for the box. I got the cart from CX. I then managed to find a manual much later on off of eBay. So all in it, I think it ended up costing me something like 60 quid, 65 quid, which is a good price. And it's The Mask. I mean, what a movie. What a movie. Jim Carrey probably at his finest. At his earliest, but probably at his finest as well. You know, people still quote this movie. Somebody stop me smoking. You know, he's still think he's brilliant as a Riddler. Can't speak to the game. It's probably a pile of old crap. Atypical action platformer. But one of these ones that for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's because it's The Mask, and you sort of tapping into that different subset of collectors for different things. You know, tends to sort of hold its value or is quite sought after, for want of a better word. Another one, this was from CX, quite more recent. Never seen it appear before, hence why I bought it anyway. I didn't really even know that there was a Super Nintendo game of it. Cult movie, very good movie. And I didn't think this was going to arrive. I thought, oh, here we go. They're going to get this up. We can't social item. But it did. It turned up. And again, another absolute fucking belter. Really is. And it is Stargate. So I knew of the Mega Drive version on the Mega Drive. The Mega Drive version on the Mega Drive in the blue spine. But I didn't realise that they'd done, there was a Super NES version with a nice sort of Judge Dredd. But I think they're probably the same game at a push, typical Acclaim. But this is, like I say, really not as nice as Adam's Family, but still really nice. And I didn't think it was going to turn up. This was ridiculously cheap. This was something like 30 odd quid, 35 quid. So with CEX, the next one of these that turns up in stock will be more money. That's how it works. It's just how their pricing works. And that's why it fluctuates as well. So these ones are really far more recent. This one wasn't. Oh, did I piece this together with The Mask? I think the same person might have had these. This was a box only. Box and manual, and I had the cart off Scott, Sega Zombie. And it's one that's just been missing from my collection. I've obviously known of it and stuff like that, and it's always one of them ones, I should have get it, couldn't get it. Not cheap, back 90 odd quid. Probably close to a ton now, box complete. Super Punch Out. So I got the cart off Scott. This was a box and manual off of eBay. I think it might have been the same person that had The Mask. I can't remember. Yeah, the only downside is see that cut there? I think that was probably done way back in the day. So those that know will know about the box cutting. So these used to come in like cartons. They'd all be stacked up. And when the people at, say, Game, Virgin, wherever they are, when they used to open the boxes, they'd cut down the seam, but they'd cut too deep, and they'd always, you see this quite a lot, where they actually nick the top of one of the games, and I think that's what that is. But yeah, I had the cart off Scott Sega Zombie. So when I saw that pop up, box and manual, I'm like, I'm fucking in. I'm in. So yeah, nice to finally get that. Actually, again, a lot of these boxes I had to do some fettling with. I don't mind that. I've got a pile of it there I've got to do. But I've been that busy. Last two from eBay. These are definitely from eBay. From CEX, definitely from CEX, not from eBay. This one I missed, and then it came back in stock, and it must have been the same one. And I can clearly see why someone sent it back. But to me, you know what? I'm like, I don't really mind. It's quite a cheap price. It's got the manual. And the cartridge, probably on its own, isn't too far off what I paid for the box. Bit of sun fading, that's why someone sent it back. So I kind of think, probably negatively, it was probably a scalper buying it, and because it's not in the right condition, I send it back. A real collector, would they have kept it? Well, I have anyway. And it's Marco's Magic Football. Again, of its time, like this and Soccer Kid, they're kind of like synonymous with each other, weren't they? But yeah, it's a little kid kicking the football around. And you know, I'd love to get the Mega CD version. It's one of the fucking rare ones that I'm missing. But you can see from the front, maybe you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but it is a little bit, it's a little bit sun faded. Not horrifically. I did send back an N64 game that I'd got the manual for, because obviously to do box with no manual, and that was like fucking bleached. That's not even appeared back on there. I was really surprised. So they might have seen sense and thought, yeah, we ain't selling this as fucking boxed. I must have played this, but I can't really distinguish between this and Soccer Kid. And there probably is a difference, and I've probably played both. But I couldn't tell you the difference, to be honest. But again, not very expensive. I think this was about 35 quid. So not a bad price at all. And the last one, really recent. This came in, got this last week. I was due to buy this off Scott Sega Zombie, and I don't know, he fucking lost it about 3 years ago. Never to be found again. So Scott, if you do watch this, I don't know if you do, but if you do watch it, I'll tell you when I see you. I don't need your game now, mate. Anyway, if you do manage to find it. What has been eluded me, hasn't really appeared at CEX up until this point, hence why I bought it. I did play, again, it's the Amiga Gang here, the Amiga Gang in full effect. Did play this one briefly. It was trying to really milk the last vestiges of this IP, I think, somewhat. Trying new things with it, trying to keep it alive and relevant. And it's Lemmings to the Tribes. Again, I remember sort of playing it a bit, but not really sort of getting on with it as such. I think something else must have caught my attention. But again, from CEX, 35 quid, 35 quid, I think, all complete, in really nice condition. Didn't need to do anything to it. No fettling of the boxes, no ironing. All in there. The lovely Psygnosis. So there we go, 40 minutes, perfect. That is way more of me than you needed to see. We do have, I'm going to try and get this up this week, because Friday, the 4th, I can't remember, something of October. Shit, Stu, you twat. Friday the 4th, I was right. Friday the 4th of October, we'll be at Blackpool. So the yearly pilgrimage to Blackpool, where nothing really happens, but I have to go anyway because it's just a thing. So yeah, I'll be going up there. I'll be going for the train actually. Fob's not going. Dana wasn't going. Dana's now going, but I've already bought my tickets for the train. And to be honest, it's a fucking doddle on the train. So I'll be going up on the train. Be getting out on the Friday. Hopefully see some of yous at the Norbrick, the old shit brick. And yeah, just have a decent weekend of it, you know. Try and have a chilled weekend. I always say that. But yeah, like, enjoy it and just have a relax, because I say it's the one sort of event. It's the only expo they do now, let's be honest. It used to be at Manchester. try and get on some arcade machines. I did last year. Got to play some games. Got to play some pinball. That's kind of what it's about. Hopefully there'll be some more tubers. I think there's some people slated to go up there. So hopefully we'll all fucking mix this time and not be a bunch of fucking arseholes and sit in your own little cliques. But hey, what do I know? Or fuck off to arcade club. But never mind. Look, I'll be there. I'll be fucking enjoying myself. So I don't give a fuck if you come along. But outside of that, guys, take it easy, and I will speak to you at some point in the future. Bye bye for now.